Father's Day is coming up, and I'm a dad, so I'm going to make some of my favorite dishes. Happy Father's Day to me today on Let's Cook. Hi, welcome to Let's Cook, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Today, I'm wishing myself a happy Father's Day by preparing some of my favorite dishes, so I guess the golfing is out. So we'll get rid of that. Let's take a look at today's menu. Smoked salmon with accompaniments, cucumber and tomato salad, steak, pommes frites, that's with French fries. But before I get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of Father's Day. Sonora Smart Dodd thought of the idea for Father's Day while listening to a Mother's Day sermon in 1909. Having been raised by her father, Henry Jackson Smart, Sonora wanted her father to know how special he was. Sonora's father was born in June, so she chose to hold the first Father's Day on June 19th. President Calvin Coolidge in 1924 proclaimed the third Sunday in June as Father's Day, and that's how it all got started. But you know, Sonora, I'm so glad you did that because now I get to celebrate the day and I get to celebrate it with my favorite dishes. The first thing I'm going to do is I love smoked salmon, so I'm going to show you how to set up a nice smoked salmon platter. First thing I'm going to do is I have some capers right here. And I'm going to take these capers, which are usually in a brine solution, and I'm just going to take them out of the brine solution here. And because they contain a lot of salt and the smoked salmon is usually salty, what I like to do is leave the capers that I'm not going to use in the brine, then take these and just put them in a little bit of water and rinse that brine off of them so I get the real nice caper flavor. So that's good to go there. So we have our capers rinsed off. Next, need a little lemon with the salmon. So I'll just take my knife here, cut off the end of the lemon here, and then I'll show you an easy way to remove the pith and the seeds. If we take the lemon and we cut it down this way, then we come down here, come down this way. Then what you're going to do is with your knife, just remove this. This way the juice of the lemon just comes out that much nicer. If you have a little seed in there, you should remove that seed. Make it very nice for yourself for Father's Day. So I think I need just one more piece right here. Take this off right here. Again, you don't want any seeds coming out in the salmon, so you need to remove the seeds. Next, the tomato. I'm going to take the tomato. And what we're going to do is, so it can fit on the toast for the sliced salmon, I'm going to take it like this, and I'm just going to cut it in nice thin slices like this. We're going to go nice and slow with this. This way, when I set up my platter, I can go ahead with my knife, and I can just do it like this, and I have nice uniform slices of the tomato there. Okay, so I'm just going to actually put my tomato right on there now. Next, the onion. Same thing with the onion, where we're going to take the onion here, get rid of this end right here, and I'm not going to dice this because I love the flavor of red onion. Just take my knife, I'll go like this, I'll slice it down, nice and thin. You don't want it to be too thick because you'd like the flavor of the smoked salmon to come through. There we are, that's good. So now I'll take this, set this up right beside the tomato there, and then this becomes a holding pattern right here for my capers. Lemons go right on here too. Just take our lemons right there. Now we need to take a look at, one other thing here. Have a little bit of cream cheese here. Just take our cream cheese, nice wedge of the cream cheese right here. We'll slice that, put that right in there. Beautiful. Now, the bread. I'm going to show, I like to toast my bread. I like French bread or rye bread. So I have some bread right here. And what I'm going to do with the bread right here is I'm just going to take it with a little bit of butter here. And I'm going to take the butter and butter one side like this. Set it up right here. Butter this piece of bread. Put this one here. And again, we want it to be a little decorative. And the flavor of butter goes so well with the smoked salmon. We go one more piece right here. Put that on top. Then we'll take the top piece here. We'll cut this. The great thing about this is now the bread's going to stay together for me. So then I'll just take my knife. I'll come down here like this. Come down like that. Come down like this. Bring it over to my panini machine. The only thing I need to do is butter the one side that's not buttered. Come over here. I'm going to drop it in my panini machine here and just toast these off so they're nice and toasted or golden brown. And actually, this is what they look like when they're done. They look absolutely terrific. So let me just take about 4 slices right here, and I'll stand them up there just so they come on a little bit of an angle. This way I can really build a platter. And this goes really good with a glass of nice dry Chardonnay. Next, we have our smoked salmon. This is a cured salmon, but it's actually smoked. So what I'm going to do is when you go to slice the salmon, you need a good slicing knife like this that has a little bit of flexibility. We're going to start right here, and we're going to slice down. And when you get to the skin, you just turn your knife down this way, but you really let the knife do the work and use the full length of the knife when you're slicing it. And you take it right off here. So now there's one for me. Remember, it's my Father's Day. Another one for me here. Beautiful. Another one for me right here. Beautiful. Another thin slice. Now, when I was in France, what was really nice is they would take the salmon and they would actually start at the top after they removed all the pin bones, and they would go all the way down the length of the salmon this way. And then they would have that slice there, and then they would take another slice like this, just using the full length of the knife. While I slice this off, I think we're going to take a little break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, I'm making a delicious tomato cucumber salad. Happy Father's Day to me today on Let's Cook. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook. I'm celebrating Father's Day with some of my favorite recipes. Before we start the salad, I have some information about cucumbers. Did you know that cucumbers were believed to have originated in India and spread through Greece and Italy? They made their way into North American agriculture by mid-16th century. Cukes belong to the same family as pumpkin, zucchini, watermelon, and other squashes. Now cucumbers are one of the oldest cultivated vegetables, dating back to 8000 BC. The phrase cool as a cucumber actually refers to the temperature of a cucumber, which can be up to 20 degrees cooler than the outside air. That's a pretty interesting fact there about cucumbers, and now I'm going to use it to make my salad. Now, to make the salad, I have a European cucumber here, and I'm just going to take this cucumber and I'm just going to peel it. I like to, even on a European cucumber where the skin is not waxed and it's not as bitter, I like to remove the skin. Then I'm going to, with my knife, I'll show you how I'm going to cut this, because this is almost like a chopped salad. So I'll just get this out of the way here. We'll take off our ends right here. One end off there, one end off here. Cut it in half, and then I also don't like the seeds. So what I'll do is, with my knife, I'm going to take and slice it paper thin this way, just till I start to come to where I can feel the seeds. Turn it over. I'll do the same thing here. Turn this over. The same thing here. And again, this is a really healthy salad because the lemon juice and olive oil just make it that way. So I have nice and small like this. Then we just take and we just chop it up, almost like it's a chopped salad. That's going to be nice and bite-sized. And you know, cucumbers contain so much water that they're great to have in the summer, especially around the 3rd Sunday in June, Father's Day. Our tomato now, I'm going to take this, slice it down this way, and I just need to dice up this tomato a little bit. I'm leaving the seeds on. You want a nice ripe tomato for this. And if you like onions in this, you could also add onions to this too, but I already had the onions with the smoked salmon, so I'm going to stay away from that. So I have my tomato right here. Then a little bit of lemon juice. Make sure you squeeze that in there nice and fresh. Right there, a little bit of lemon juice. We have a little bit of olive oil here, just enough to moisten it. A little bit of salt. Cucumbers can take the salt. A little bit of white pepper. Then I have some chopped parsley here. I'll put the chopped parsley in. I also have some chives that go real well in this. Let me just clean up the board here. Take our chives. We're going to cut the chives down, just nice and small. Add those chives to it. Then tarragon. Now, tarragon has a little bit of a licorice flavor here. So all I'm going to do with the tarragon, and it's very fragile, is I'm just going to take the tarragon, the whole leaves, and just put the whole leaves in. Then we just simply take this, toss this together, and this is such a great, healthy, wonderful salad. Then I have my bowl right here. So we'll just come right over here, come right in here, pop this in the middle. I just need one other ingredient in this that goes really well, and that is pistachios. So what I did is I just took the pistachios and I dried them out in the oven here a little bit. Then I'll just, this is a little warm here, so I'll just take these right here, and just with your knife, you'll just go across them a little bit, just to break them up a little bit. You don't want them to be really fine, but you don't want them to be too big because they'll overpower the salad. This is going to give our Father's Day salad a real nice textural change. So I dropped some pistachios there right in the middle. We have to take a quick break, and then when we come back, I'm making some steak pommes frites. It's Father's Day to me today on Let's Cook. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook, and happy Father's Day to me. I'm making some of my favorite dishes for Father's Day. Now, the one thing I'm going to do is I have a beautiful tenderloin here, and I'm going to use that to make my steak pommes frites. But pommes frites means potatoes, steak with potatoes. So right over here, I have some potatoes that I've cut into nice, large julienne, or what you would call a bâtonnet, and I have them in ice water. The reason I have them in ice water is the potato will cook up a lot crispier when it comes out of ice water. So we just take these, and you get them very dry this way, and you don't salt these at all. Then I'll take these nice dry potatoes, have my fryer here, and I set the fryer right here at about 325 degrees because I'm going to blanch these potatoes. So we're just going to pop these in the oil here and let them start to blanch. Then what we have to do is we have to remove them from the oil. After they're blanched, they start to take on a little color. We remove them, let them cool down, and cook them a second time, and that's how they get nice and crispy. Our beef here, beautiful beef tenderloin. Now the beef tenderloin here, what you need to do is you need to remove the silver skin that's on the beef tenderloin. In order to do that, you see what I'm doing here? You see how I hold my knife up here, and I just come this way, then I hold it down, and I come this way. A lot of people make a mistake, or when they go to clean silver skin, I'll show you exactly what they do because it is a mistake, where they'll cut into the meat this way, and then they hold this up, and then they go like this, and they cut into the meat, and they wonder why. If you hold it against the meat, the silver skin against the meat, and you just cut with your knife, you're going to end up coming off nice and clean, and it's going to be less of a loss here, and you won't tear the meat because the tenderloin is cut from the inside of the rib, and it's a muscle that's the least used muscle in the bovine or the beef. Therefore, it happens to be very tender. And you'll notice here, I even left some of the fat on here so you can see it. See this fat here? Hard, white, flaky fat. That's good fat. You don't want the fat to be yellowed or anything at all. Let's come over here. Okay. Oh, these got a little bit too much color here. I'm going to take these, let these rest right now, and then I'm going to fry them a second time. There's so much moisture in a potato that when you fry them, you're breaking down the cellular structure, but then you need to fry them a second time to get rid of that water. Otherwise, they're going to be limp and soggy. And you don't want limp and soggy French fries for your Father's Day. So now I'm just going to take, and I'll just cut a piece of this off here, and I'm going to show you, it's my Father's Day, right? So I'm going to cut a nice steak about that size right here. Then with this, so it cooks nice and evenly, and it's a very tender piece of meat, I'm just going to take this and pound it a little bit here on both sides, just to kind of tenderize it a little bit, but also so that it cooks nice and evenly. Now, I simply take this steak right here. I flavor it with salt. I won't be afraid to use the salt here. I flavor it with a little bit of pepper too. Just a little bit more pepper here on both sides. Then we take this, we drizzle it with olive oil. Out of this world. Turn it over so that it's nicely oiled on both sides. Then I'm going to take this pan right here. It's a broiler-proof pan. Put this in this pan just like this. It won't stick. It has enough oil to it. Come over here. Pop this under the broiler. Let it cook. It's going to take, well, roughly, probably about 12 minutes. I'll go 6 minutes on one side, a little less on the other side, because once I turn the meat over, the pan itself will be hot. So it's going to be cooking from the bottom as well as the top. Let's take a little break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, I'm going to show you how to make a compound butter, maitre d'hotel butter, to go over our steak. It's Father's Day. Today on Let's Cook, we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook. We are celebrating Father's Day now. You hear this? I can hear this sizzling here. The steak looks out of this world. It's nice and medium rare. The way I'm going to be able to tell if it's medium rare, and you have to be careful because the handle's going to be very hot, is I'm just going to take and press it this way. And if it feels kind of like my hand right here, then I can tell how done it is. See, it looks like that, just like that. Now we need to take this and we need to allow this to rest. It's a good idea when you allow the steak to rest so it doesn't continue to cook, is take it out of the pan that you cooked it in. So I'm just going to take it out right now and just kind of let this steak rest a little bit. That way it's going to carry over cook. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to make a maitre d'hotel butter to go with this, or compound butter. To make this, have a little bit of butter here, and you can make this ahead of time and you can freeze this. Holds up really well, and I'm going to show you how to store it so that it really lasts. So I'll take my butter here, put my butter in the machine, and let it start to soften up. Into that, I can use wine or lemon juice. I'm just going to take a little bit of lemon right here and add a little bit of lemon juice to this without the seeds. So we just want to get a little lemon juice in there and let that lemon juice soften up the butter just a little bit there. As you're working this, you may have to open up the machine, take a spatula, and just kind of scrape down the sides here a little bit so it softens up a little bit. You can also do this on a mixer too. A mixer will work just as fine with this too. Okay, so we're going to take that, let that start to chop up a little bit. To this now, I'm going to add my shallots. Get my shallots in there. A little bit of garlic. And a little bit of parsley. I can also, if you want to, you could add just a little bit of red wine to this too here. And I thought I do have my red wine here. Well, I came over here for the red wine. Going to take my steaks, drop them in there one more time to let them cook the second time. I mean my fries, if I said my steak. Just a little bit of red wine in here because it's just kind of goes well with the steak. So we just kind of let this whip up here a little bit. Scrape down the sides here just a little bit more. See, get a great red color with this too. Beautiful. Come back over here. Just let that whip up a second. Let's take a look at our fries over here. These are almost done, just about another half a minute. Now, while that's going on, I'm just going to heat up my pan here and deglaze it with just a little bit of red wine here. Just a little bit of red wine, and I'm going to put this over the steak along with the butter. My butter's now good to go. So now what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of parchment paper right here. Cut this with my knife right here. And then, of course, it's not going to cooperate. Take a little bit of my compound butter here, and all I do is I put it right in the middle like this. Fold this over, and then with my hand, I come here this way, and you see how it forms a nice log? Then I can take this log, roll it up like this, put this in the freezer, and freeze it, and that way, whenever I need the compound butter, it's there for me. Okay, now, I only have about a minute left in show here, so I'm gonna let that cook down here. Take my potatoes out, put them right into some absorbent toweling there. Make sure this is nice and dry. Take these out. Season these with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper here. Kind of toss this together, and then to serve this, be a little bit manly here. We're going to take this now, take our steak right in here with a little bit of reduced red wine, the steak right there. Again, remember it's Father's Day. And then we just take a little bit of the compound butter right here on the steak and allow that to melt. You can serve it in a pan if you'd like, or you can serve it on a plate. Thank you for watching Let's Cook today, where I made some of my favorite Father's Day meals. You have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.